This is day 1 of 30 of trying to get into some sort of rhythm of posting on YouTube. I am a new mom, clearly, and have a lot going on, and just want a sort of creative outlet for myself, a little bit telling our story, a little bit just learning to be on camera and talking without laughing, without fillers, without all the things, just get more comfortable in general. Also, just doing something for me. So this is very new, but I am so excited for it. I feel like we, my family, have a really great story to share, and I'm very excited to share it. I really hope you find little bits and pieces of yourself, whether you're a new mom, whether you live abroad, whether you're in an intercultural relationship, what have you. But I think our story is unique and not at the same time. So, first of all, who am I? I'm Sydney. I'm one half of Mito and Tolo. Tolo is my family name, Sydney Tolo. Now I have since obviously added, well, not obviously, but have since added Mito's last name. Mito is actually a nickname for Ahmed. In Egypt, it's a very common nickname. Ahmido is what I always say. Egyptians, they have nicknames for everything. So Mito really calls me Tolo, and I really call Mito Mito. So that's Mito and Tolo. We started sharing on social media similarly of just wanting to document what our life is like. I have so much fun creating reels and carousels and things like that, and honestly, I'm one of those dorks that can go back and watch the videos that I created, and just they make me smile. It's for me and for Mito first and foremost, and I really hope that shows through our social media. This year I do want to monetize it, so that's something I'll be talking about as well. But we met in Dahab, Egypt, on the Sinai Peninsula. If you don't know Dahab, you should. It is an absolutely beautiful, hippie little beach town. And it is like the mecca of diving, or one of the spots. Scuba diving, free diving, there's kite surfing, and it really is this magical, beautiful place that has people from everywhere. You'll find like the indigenous local Bedouins, you'll find Egyptians, you'll find a lot of foreigners. Very international community, just so peaceful. I've heard it's one of the chakra points of the world. There's just a feeling you get when you're there, and I always say you either get the Dahab or you don't, like either you're one of the people that goes and keeps going back, or goes once for a week and ends up there for 5 years. So Dahab is a very special place, I know, to a lot of people. It was special to me before I met Mito. I had been living in Cairo. I lived in Cairo for 2 years, from 2015 to 2017. And that's when I first started diving, truly. Like, that's where I got certified. And there's a point where I was going every weekend. Now, from Cairo to Dahab is like a 7 to 12 hour bus ride. So it's not necessarily close. But I loved it so much. I would take an overnight bus, go diving on the weekend, take an overnight bus back, be a little late to work, but it was worth it. And it's always just been, again, you get that feeling it's such a special place. Mito actually worked in Sharm and Dahab. He has quite the story. He started going over the summers when he was younger, and was doing like henna designs on the beach. Was that kid walking up and down, and eventually started partnering, with the dive centers, with different restaurants, and would say, if I send people to you, will you give them a discount and give me a commission? And this is what cracks me up, is how he would make sure the commission was his. He'd say, tell them Scuba Steve sent you. So, Mito is one of the original Scuba Steves. It kills me. I think that's hilarious. But he ended up, getting so many people, helping so many people, find great restaurants and sort their, itineraries for what they were doing on vacation, that Thomas Cook, the travel company, if you don't know, when people would write their reviews, they would say, what's the best part of your trip, or who helped you the most? Scuba Steve, Scuba Steve, Scuba Steve. So finally someone at Thomas Cook said, go find whoever this Scuba Steve is, because we need to hire him. So that's a little bit of his origin story in Dahab and Sharm. But he worked there for quite some time, and again, you either get it or you don't. You keep coming back. So we have seen Dahab grow in so many ways, but we met barefoot on the beach at, I say, the one bar. There's more than one bar at Dahab, but it really is a teeny tiny town that there kind of is only one bar. Locked eyes, and just, it's funny because neither of us are shy, but it took a couple days for us to actually go and talk to each other. But the night that we first met, it has been ever since, has been Mito and Tolo. So that's a little bit of our origin story, meeting in Dahab. And then Mito, actually, at the time that we met, he was working and living in Dubai. It was towards the end of COVID, and he was in Dahab for just okay, I need a bit of a break, working remotely. And I, at the time, was working at a dive center and had been in Dahab for a couple months at that point. And Mito kept canceling his ticket, extending his stay so we could hang out longer. I had no idea. I thought he had planned to stay as long as he did. But finally he goes to me and he says, look, I really do have to go back to Dubai, but you should come with me. And so I did. And after about a year in Dubai, at that point we were both working remotely for a company in Saudi, and they had asked him to be in-house in Saudi Arabia in a town called Al-Ola. And he said, let's try it, let's go to this town, see if we like it before committing to moving our life here. Spoiler, we absolutely loved it. We've been here for 5 years. So we went to Saudi. We found a house to renovated a house. There's so much to say about Saudi that I'll leave for another video, I'm sure. But now we are here living on a farm. I don't know if you can see in the background. Another farmhouse that we have renovated. Brought this kitchen from the first house to this one. And obviously since had a baby, even bringing home baby is not what you'd expect. One of the things about us and about why Mito and Tolo to me is so special is that we are super adventurous people. We have driven the entire length of the Red Sea, wild camping all along the way. So from Jordan all the way along the Red Sea coast on the Saudi side, all the way down towards Yemen, and over to Jazan, the Farasan Islands. And so when it came to bringing home baby, we had an idea that is not a typical idea. And that I will share in another video as well. So I just want to wrap this up. Our little origin story. I have a lot more to share. There's only so much you can be nap trapped and watching Netflix. So this is a way to use my brain in another capacity, and I'm very excited to share with you guys. Subscribe, follow along, see where this goes. This is day one.